What's up, everybody? Today we return to the Minnesota Twins franchise here in episode number 70. The All-Star break was the last episode, and that was a few weeks ago. It was great to see us actually have some players in the game this year, and to see Nelson Cruz win the Home Run Derby. Our next focus becomes preparing for the trade deadline, as teams who are set to make the postseason are trying to make the key upgrades to bring home a World Series title. We see Trevor Story went to the Cubs, and we have to think about how we want to upgrade this team ahead of the deadline at the end of the month. We just got done with a series sweep here against the Oakland A's to get our first series out of the way after the All-Star break. We win some close games here against the team we should beat, and we're now 62-36. Right now, as far as looking at players I'd like to acquire, it's all pitchers at this point, whether it's relievers or starting pitching help. We've been looking for that number 5 starter all season, and Stephen Gonsalves has not been able to take that job. In 45 innings, his ERA is hovering around 6, and sadly this year we haven't seen any improvement. He's getting less strikeouts while throwing more walks, allowing more home runs. His FIP is a whole point higher. We're just not seeing it this year, and we're running out of time if we're to get an improvement in-house. So we have to send Stephen Gonsalves down to AAA because it's just not working out at the major league level. Down at AAA, we have some serious potential with Jose Barrios, Gary Tadano, and Fernando Romero. Barrios has struggled throughout this series, and Gary Tadano has been inconsistent this year. Fernando Romero, on the other hand, made our opening day start in Season 2 of the series, but since then, his play hasn't been quite as good. That's until this year, where his AAA numbers have definitely been on the rise, and he's been on a hot streak lately. So naturally, he is the best fit now for the Major League roster, and Romero's getting his shot, and immediately he's going to start. As the Twins look to shore up the back end of their rotation, we head to Target Field for Twins and Reds, some interleague baseball here ahead of the All-Star break. I figured that bringing up Romero now gives him potentially 3 starts ahead of the deadline. It's not a great sample size, but it is the best we can do. Last year, Romero was alright. Those numbers are not very good. Those are the numbers you expect from a number 5 pitcher. So opening the day against the speedy Billy Hamilton, second pitch is lined into center and down for a hit. What he did right there is exactly what we've been waiting for from Byron Buxton, because once these players are on base, you can get them around pretty quickly. We have Fernando Romero facing Phillip Ervin, showing some good control on these pitches, working the outside as he gets the strikeout. Here's the cleanup hitting Scooter Gennett, who has only a .225 average on the year. 1-1 count, lined into left, and that falls in for a hit. Hamilton easily rounds third and heads home. Reds take a 1-0 lead. We'll head now to the bottom of the first frame. We have Jon Tyson on the mound for the Reds, so a 4.6 ERA. Definitely a pitcher that I thought we could get a lot of production against, so let's get into it. We have Paul Goldschmidt, fresh off the Home Run Derby and All-Star Game appearance. Flied out into center, hauled in by Hamilton. Then Miguel Sano facing a full count. It's a fastball way inside. Sano walks. And here's the Home Run Derby champion getting a 2-0 pitch down the middle. He pops it up in the infield, and that is caught. We'll head into the second inning this time. An 0-2 count from Romero. Hoyt puts it on the ground, a slow roller. That's what we need to see from Fernando Romero. 2 down. Here is a line drive over to first, caught by Paul Goldschmidt. A much better second inning for Romero. Bottom 2, Yunel Escobar playing well since coming off the disabled list, and he gets another hit with 2 away. Eduardo Escobar to follow, 2-0 count. He lines it hard to first base, caught by Joey Votto. Romero pitching here in the third. Back to Billy Hamilton, who has a blooper in shallow center. Escobar makes the catch. Nice play, as I did not want to see him reach base again. Phillip Ervin with 2 away, struck out the first time and strikes out the second time for good measure. That time on a slider that Romero just lost control of. Bottom 3, here is Byron Buxton getting ahead in the count. trying to get his speed aboard. He'll fly this into deep right field. This has a chance. Way out to the wall. This is caught near the fence. Top of the 4th inning, we have Joey Votto at the plate leading off for the Reds. And that's sent into the alley, splitting the outfielders. Out to the 377 sign. Votto in with the stand-up double. Jeanette follows after a 1st inning single. He gets another in the 4th. Votto holds at 3rd, but runners at the corners for Cincinnati. Jose Peraza next, a slow dribbler, and Votto races home. Sano makes the for sure play at first base, and there's still a runner in scoring position. Ezra Hoyt again for Cincinnati, as Romero throws a couple close but can't get the call. 2-2, into right, another shallow fly. Again, runners at the corners for the Reds as they attempt to open up this lead. Nick Senzel at bat, and Romero still can't get anything close. Here's a slow grounder. Sano to second. Senzel beats out the throw. A fielder's choice brings home another Red run. This did not go as smoothly as I was hoping for Romero's first start. And in the 5th inning, we get a ground ball hit at short. Just didn't seem like our day, as Yunel Escobar makes a wild throw for an E6. 2 aboard for the Reds, and Joey Votto, the all-star, out deep to left center again, has a chance to go! High off the wall, down for extra bases. Now Granite hesitates and overthrows the cutoff. The Reds get 2 more. They didn't charge Granite there with an error, but I do think if he hits the cutoff, they only get 1 run there. 2-run double for Joey Votto, 5-0 Cincinnati. A line drive at 3rd base ends the inning, and that would do it for Romero's day. So how about this Twins offense? Where's the production? Zach Granite here in the 5th with a line drive single. Tyson really had our number. His off-speed was all really on point. He located his changeup really effectively, and his fastball's not that fast, so it definitely affected some of our timing. Here is Byron Buxton with a 2-1 count, getting some good pitches. Can't do much with them, however. Unable to bring home the Twins' first run. The Twins make a pitching change in the 6th, entering Tyler Duffy into the game, and watch out! Off of Duffy, ricochet to Goldschmidt, Escobar covers, there's the out. Just your standard 1-3-4 put out to first base. We'll watch it again. Duffy alright, by the way. This smoked him right in the forearm. Then some good teamwork here from Goldschmidt to Escobar. Nice defensive play. Sadly, it was our highlight to this point. Still 5-0, 2-2 count. There's a strikeout from Tyler Duffy. Reds get shut down here in the 6th. Bottom 6, Minnesota, back to Goldie. On the ground, sneaking past short. That's into the outfield for a hit. Twins got to get the heart of their order going. Miguel Sano, that's way low. As we got to this point, you could definitely notice Tyson's control waning. Sano stays patient and draws his 2nd walk of the day, bringing up Nelson Cruz. Good fastball there from Tyson. 1-1. Now the changeup gets us out in front. Tyson had about a 12 to 14 mile per hour difference on his fastball to changeup, and Cruz can't handle it there. Mitch Garver's turn with 2 away. Stopped by the cleat of Tyson. He recovers. Throw in time. Garver can't reach. Twins retired again without a run. Still, I never feel with this lineup we're completely out of a ball game. If we score 5 runs in an inning, we've done that before quite often. So I was still engaged going into the latter innings of this game. But Billy Hamilton reaches. A good throw from Garver, one of his best. Is still not close to get Billy Hamilton. We bring in Buddy Boshier specifically to face Joey Votto with 2 away. Votto didn't care too much. Through the infield, you already know Hamilton scores. Cincinnati up 6-0. Votto a triple from the cycle at this point as the Reds have a big lead. And Zach Granite delivers another good line drive single. Sadly, singles were all we could really muster for most of this game. Yunel Escobar on the ground, 6-4-3, a routine double play. Twins down to their final 7 outs. And it seemed like Taillon was going to try going the distance, or at least very far. His pitch count was pretty good for a while, but then we stayed very patient and drew some more walks. Here's Eduardo Escobar. Then Byron Buxton falling behind. We just could not touch the fastball. And Taillon misses again, this time hitting Buxton, putting 2 aboard with 2 away. And that gets us back to the top of our order. Blackman doesn't like the fastball on the outside. 0-2 count. Another one on the corner. Just a good pitch from Jon Taillon. We'll head into the 8th. Still 6-0. Paul Goldschmidt. There's a changeup outside. He works the count full. And on pitch number 100, sends a rocket to deep right off the wall. Goldschmidt in with the stand-up double. Finally, some extra bases. Miguel Sano, the next batter. A line drive into center. Hamilton over a few steps. After this, they did take Taillon out of the game. He threw 105 pitches and 7 1/3 innings. Steven Johnson enters for Cincinnati. Pretty good numbers on the year. Nelson Cruz trying to bring home the run. 1 down. Another strikeout. Just not our day here whatsoever. Mitch Garver, the next batter, an 0-2 jammed fly ball into right. We got jammed quite a bit in this game. We'll go on to the 9th inning now. Twins down 6-0. We bring in Joe Mauer, and he draws a walk. We bring in Daniel Palka. He gets an 0-2 count and sends a deep fly ball into the night sky towards center field. That ball is way out of here. A monster home run from Daniel Palka to dead center. Twins do avoid the shutout and make it 6-2. Unfortunately, we still had 4 runs to go. 2 outs. Charlie Blackmon in the air, out to left, in play, and caught as Cincinnati gets the 6-2 victory. Overall, it was just disappointing to not hit well against Taillon and to not pitch well against this lineup. It was Joey Votto who got a lot of damage against us, and Billy Hamilton as well. We just couldn't retire their best hitters consistently. Jeanette also had a couple hits in this game, actually 3. So the top of their order produced, ours not so much, and the Twins fall. Following this, we see more trades going down. Here's a weird one. Starlin Castro from the Yankees to the Red Sox. And then we continue this series against the Reds. Twins do take the 2nd game by a score of 2-1. Yadier Alvarez gets win number 9. In the final game, the Twins shut out 2-0, getting only 1 hit. So definitely some issues for the offense here for a few games. The remainder of this video is going to be spent looking at trade options, and we actually make a move at one point. So stick around. But I still thought we could address starting pitcher, especially if it's with a proven veteran who can shore up the rotation like Lance Lynn has helped. But in the bullpen, we definitely need some help, as nobody has an ERA under 4, except for Raisel Iglesias, who is our closing pitcher. If we look at the trading block, there's one big name out there in Luis Severino from the Yankees. Now that would be a big move, and that would require big prospects to be traded, Nick Gordon included, so not looking at that right now. I think that someone like Sonny Gray could make sense, but he actually hasn't been as good this year as he's been in the past. The A's also wanted quite a bit for him, so I wanted to find all the options. I wasn't too worried about a pitcher whose contract was up at the end of the year, because if we ended up with a good pitcher, we should have the money to re-sign him next year. The Rockies haven't been very good. They have a couple options. Jon Gray, his numbers also kind of mediocre this season. Tyler Anderson's numbers were far more impressive. He's an 87 overall with A potential, so you know that's not going to be coming very cheap. So we just suggested a trade here, and they wanted Raisel Iglesias, Sandy Bunty, or a package including Gary Tadano. Those are not the kinds of moves that I want to make. I would be willing to part ways with some pitching prospects, but not our best ones. Here is the lefty Robbie Ray, who's had good numbers here for a few years. They suggested a package, but also would be interested in going straight up for Stephen Gonsalves. I still think Gonsalves could be very good, and he's only 24, but that's one I have to think about. On the trading block, the best reliever was Kevin Quackenbush from the San Diego Padres. And you'll see Byron Buxton on the trade block there as well, because I'm just seeing what anybody would potentially offer us. But for Quackenbush, these demands were not very heavy. Edward Anderson, a low-level starting pitcher here, 66 overall, C potential. That one was easy. We make the move and acquire Quackenbush to strengthen our bullpen. He's been the closer for San Diego. He'll become the setup man now with our bullpen. And I think that's a really good addition for our bullpen, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough. So I have to also decide who we want to remove from the current bullpen. Trevor May's a possibility. And there's also Fernando Abad, whose numbers haven't been great this year. I just like having someone there that's a lefty to face lefties. We do have Buddy Boshears, and those two are the only lefties in the pen. Is that enough? So I might look for another lefty specifically. Going through more rosters, I found another veteran starter who could make sense, Mike Foltynewicz. The Braves have interest in some of my favorite prospects in our organization, but also they liked this package here that included Trevor May, who we might already send down anyway. Foltynewicz has had an ERA at 2.76 this year. He's pitching really well. The main player we'd give up in this trade is the 18-year-old Julio Aponte, who is only a 67 overall, but he's already a good contact hitter. He has good batting clutch. He's a lot better than other 18-year-olds you'll see in the minor leagues. But would it be worth it to go acquire a starting pitcher like Folty? Probably. I tried some other outfield prospects instead of Aponte, but they really wanted him specifically. They also like Johnny Sandoval, who has a similar skill set. If we look at the Rays, Chris Archer, we know that would be really expensive, but he is a really high-level pitcher. That would be a lot more than I'd be willing to give up. Gordon, Gonsalves, and Chuck Bearden, we're not going to make that move. Jake Odorizzi, that's also going to be pretty expensive, and I don't want to give up a starting pitcher to get another starting pitcher. So leave your feedback down below. What did you think about those offers? I felt that the Robbie Ray deal was reasonable, and same with the Mike Foltynewicz deal. So we have two veteran options, and I think that we have to go acquire a starting pitcher so that we can have the best chance to make a postseason run. We might also target another reliever. We'll see what opportunities are out there. But there are some players I'd be willing to part ways with, like maybe Gonsalves, maybe Cole Stewart, to be potential pitchers. We'll see what that gets us. I'm happy getting Quackenbush, but I know we're not done yet. Now, many of you will wonder, what about Byron Buxton? How serious are you about trading him? It would take the right package in return. So if we do the suggest trade feature, Kevin Gausman, that'd be a good upgrade for us at pitcher. We get a couple more players in there as well. There are some deals out there that are somewhat intriguing, but I still like trading Buxton. For me is really difficult because I think he could become a superstar, but I don't know how long we should be waiting here. This deal for Jameson Taillon, that'd be a big one. 27 years old, A potential. That's another one I gotta think about. I still want some good youth to develop throughout this franchise, but we also have a great roster right now, and we gotta go and put ourselves in position to potentially win a ring. So leave your feedback down below. I'm looking forward to it. Next time we'll pick things up with a series against the Chicago White Sox, and I will see you all then. Thank you all for watching. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll have another Twins franchise episode coming your way in the middle of next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time.